Hi, welcome to Sugar Free. Thank you for joining me. I've just realised I've still got my earbuds in, so I'll take those out. Now, I don't know if you can hear through my microphone. There's a bit of engine noise outside. We have had the most extraordinary day here. Now, we live out in the country here in the south of England, and our water comes from a well up behind the house. And our sewage is also not on the main grid. And we have been having a new sewage treatment thing put in. And good God, the shenanigans we've had today. Because they dug the big hole and they put the empty tank in. But before they could line the tank around the edge of the tank with concrete, which was coming on the clock at 2:30 this afternoon, the whole tank has to be filled up with water. So the whole thing, sorry. And the pump from the well failed. So for a couple of hours today, we were all running backwards and forwards, emptying water baths into watering cans. Throwing watering cans of bloody water into this tank. It's just absolutely mad. So the guys are great. They're so good natured. So they've been out there with the diggers and the bloody concrete and the pumps and the water and just, oh my God, and great holes everywhere and all the land's all mashed up from the huge great tyres and the bulldozers. It's just nuts, absolutely nuts. Anyway, it's dark now. It's just gone 5 o'clock and it's pitch black outside, so they've gone home. Bless them. They'll be back to carry on with the job tomorrow. So there we go. So thank you for listening. That probably not very interesting monologue. It's amazing what interests people, isn't it? And doesn't interest people. This is a major arcana reading for Thursday the 12th of November. Now, I don't know why, but that's got rather a dramatic feel to it. Don't know why. All these dates and numbers have different feels. Sometimes they do, not all of them do. But Thursday the 12th, I don't know. There's something fateful. It's fateful. So let's see what we can see in the cards for Thursday the 12th of November 2020. Good. Sorry, I need to give it one more. Got to go by feel. Another one, sorry. There we go. Right. Judgment in the reverse. All those holes in the ground remind me of what's going on outside our house. Judgment in the reverse. Okie doke. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. That is a pretty pokey card. The Emperor. For once, not in the reverse. I think only once has he turned up in the last few weeks in the upright until today. So that's good. No, I'm not happy with that. See, this is a difficult thing about doing readings for film, because you want to keep the film interesting and keep it moving, but at the same time, there we go. If you just kind of do it for the film, then it loses its authenticity, doesn't it? Devil in the reverse. Okay, all right, I'm getting a picture here. Right, this judgment in the reverse now, I'm seeing as something that is not necessary. That's why it's in the reverse. Because the Emperor, the authority, is the right way up. And the devil in the reverse is the receding tide of toxicity. Okay, I'm getting what's going on here. Magician in the reverse. Right, let's just see what we've got so far. So, the Emperor here is looking at this Judgment in the reverse and doubts about something that could be, perhaps in certain scenarios, doubts about authority and doubts about authoritativeness are unfounded. And this reversal of this Judgment card is, in this reading, to me, about the lack of necessity to go over it all again. It's not necessary. Okay, and then Emperor in the upright, so authority, well-founded, sitting comfortably on its throne. Devil in the reverse, as I say, this receding kind of like inflammation reducing in a situation, and a kind of coming to the senses, kind of waking from some weird, not very nice dream, even if one actually rather enjoyed it. That's the whole thing about the devil. It's very interesting energy. It's where one is trapped and trapped and trapped and, oh, I feel so trapped. Oh, stop it. I like it. It's that kind of energy. And the devil appears in the tarot cycle because this kind of self-professed suffering that one nonetheless actually kind of quite likes and quite likes to maintain the conditions of, this has to be dealt with if you're going to get to the world, if you're going to get to the end of something, if you're going to achieve anything and fulfill anything. You have to examine these things. And it's quite, we all have that kind of subdom power thing going on inside us. We do, whether we acknowledge it or not, we do. And basically that's what this is about. Self-inflicted suffering, codependence, Stockholm syndrome, where you love your jailer, love your abuser. It's weird stuff, and it's a kind of personalized version of the moon. Yeah, it's this sort of darkly murky sort of stuff, and it, as I say, it has to be overcome, or at least understood and cleared within the self. Not necessarily even got rid of, but just understood for what it is. Because when you don't understand that kind of energy in yourself, the karmic ramifications of it end up being played out on others in ways that we don't understand. So we have to own that stuff in ourselves. Anyway, here it's in the reverse. So it's a kind of shrinking of, it's that kind of feeling, I was going to say shrinking of a boil. You know how if you've got like a scab or a boil or a spot or something like that, and you keep going back to it. It's that kind of energy. But anyway, it's receding. It's in the reverse. But the Magician in the reverse here, I'm a little bit puzzled by. I need to know more until I can get some sort of idea. So I'm going to put another one. This content is not made for kids. Wow. Death in the reverse. Goodness me. Okay, let's see if we can make some sense of this. Right, now look, when the Magician is in the reverse, For me, there is always an element of the trickster, the conjurer, the snake oil merchant, sleight of hand, cheating, the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain, manipulation, gaslighting, distraction to a bad end. All of these things are done to a bad end, unless they're for entertainment. You know, it can be quite entertaining. I remember going to a magic show when I lived in Paris in the early 90s, and I had a Parisian boyfriend, and he took me to a magic show at a nightclub somewhere in Paris, and he got really angry with me because I was pointing out to him like how the magician was doing his tricks. He got really cross. He said, "Why can't you just enjoy it?" Anyway, didn't last. Yeah, unless it's for entertainment purposes, but followed up by death in the reverse. I don't think that's what we're dealing with here. Death in the reverse. Wow. Okay. All right. Suddenly, I'm seeing a very, very strong message of blossoming, real blossoming, real, like suddenly a whole new like woof of possibility coming up, because the death card is the inevitable sweeping away of all the trappings of life, and its role in the tarot is to remind us, a little bit like the Tower, but the Tower is more personal. Death is impersonal. It doesn't matter how secure you are, what your status is, high or low. The great leveler of death will come sooner or later, and it's very much worth digesting that. Because if you're not open to the reality of that, it's not even a possibility. I mean, with the Tower, it's a possibility. You don't know where that lightning is going to strike. But this is an inevitability. It's the inevitable ending. It's impermanence, basically, in a Buddhist sense. And if you're not open to it, it's going to be the most awful shock, and you're going to be on the run from it your whole life. It's just worthless. A totally useless way to live. But in the reversal here, I'm seeing a sudden and frankly magnificent blossoming of possibility. But I still don't see quite how it fits in with the Magician in the reverse. So I'm going to pull one now specifically to clarify that. One moment. Right, it's a good thing it's the Wheel of Fortune, because I don't know whether it came out in the reverse or in the upright, and it doesn't matter. So the Wheel of Fortune now is the key to understanding this Magician in the reverse. Right. This Magician in the reverse, this sleight of hand merchant, might do this and they might do that. They might go there and they might go there. We seek him here, we seek him there. We don't know really where or what or who or why or when or anything. We don't know anything about this, what they're going to do, what they're thinking, what their intentions are. There's this huge kind of gap of knowledge here. It's like a vacuum. It's like this big blank. So we've got Judgment in the reverse. Nothing needs to be hiked out and gone over again. And it's not, it doesn't need to be because it shouldn't be. It honestly does not need to be. Once you've cleared your cupboards out and you know that this is here, this is here, this is here, and this is here, you don't need to do it again, at least for a while. It's done. It's done. A decision has been taken. Judgment has been called. It's all been shaken out, and we see what we see. And it is what it is, so to speak. Emperor in the upright, authority, sitting comfortably, full square, and calm and confident in its power. Devil in the reverse, the inflammation, the toxic fun of all of that. Horrible, I'm going to be horrible and I'm going to enjoy it. It's leaving, it's going. It's not gone, but it's going. I get a very strong feeling of that. It's reducing. The tide of that is pulling away. Death in the reverse. The opposite of death. New life, blossoming, as I say, transformation, and just a kind of huge space opening up. That really is the feeling I'm getting from that. But sitting here between Judgment in the reverse, Emperor upright, Devil in the reverse, and Death in the reverse. Magician in the reverse, and Wheel of Fortune. Like a kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's like this. What is that? This. It's honestly, it's like, it's just this weird kind of vacuum. A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K. It's like very, very odd. So, okay, that's what I'm seeing for Thursday the 12th of November. Thank you so much for bearing with me. Very mixed reading, very strange reading today. So I'm going to wrap that up there. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching, and do join me again for another reading. Namaste.